Hello. So, I have a problem. And that problem is that what was supposed to be a 1 day, maybe 2 day, 3 at most project time on a string of videos that I wanted to put out has progressively been taking longer and longer and longer to make. It's not because of research. It's not because of not thinking of the words to say. In fact, it's none of those things. It's actually an overabundance of things to be said. It's that there are so many thoughts in my head right now that my ears are buzzing, and I can't hold a single thought and focus, or even be able to think at all. The best way that I can describe it is that my force of will in a direct power struggle with what I am almost certain at this point is a growing and increasing fear of my own imposter syndrome. It has nothing to do with the fear from dumbass people on the internet. They don't have this power over me, and they never will. This is something that was born in my own mind, that is a construct of my own fears. And the fear that it's based on is me thinking in my head that I have nothing of value to do, to say, to show, to work for. And I know that it's not true, because if it had been true, I would not be here right now. So far, we've been able to do a lot. I've been able to say a lot, do a lot of things in my life to get me to where I am. And it's either a weird form of guilt or this feeling of pressure that I have on my spine, where the people who I spent a very long time backing or trying to back for, both people in my life here who are still here, who are dead and buried, that despite the support, there is the specter that is hanging over my head and has been for a while. I've been irritable. I have gone periods of time where I'm not sleeping. I'm not sleeping because I'm either spending time trying to work on videos or trying to work myself to the bone to earn the money to do a lot of things. Even one of my friends has offered to buy a computer for me when he receives something that they asked our recently dear departed friend for his mother to turn over to him. All of these good things that are positive are happening. But with all this positive news, there's also more negative news. For example, I'm going to end up moving again soon. Because the person whom we're supposed to be renting this house from, renting to own, is a dick. And he tried to work us over something furious. And it was already enough of a fight and enough of a struggle dealing with my own father to keep my family together that my mind is past the point of fatigue. The words won't come to me, but I'm long since past the point of caring. It's painful because I could have done a lot of things differently in my life. And what it's worth, because I've counted it up and I've thought about it, I've spent a lot of time meditating about it, and had I not met the people I met and experienced the things that I experienced, I would not have these opinions that I have. I would not see the world the way that I do. I would not know the truths about the world the way that I do. I hadn't been there to see them with my own two eyes. And even then, this specter hanging over my head keeps crawling up my spine. And I keep getting reminded by the idea that I could have been selfish. That I could actively not even have these problems. If I was just, not even just more self-assertive, but completely more of a dick than I am and probably should be. Because these things are happening because of the fact that I am not being as selfish as I could have been. I'll be straight up and honest with you, audience. Home life is not great. It's not the worst. A more vindictive, selfish person, the kind who you can imagine the faces of right now, when someone in their audience tells them this video exists, and they try to gloat and say, look, he's cracking. Those people in the audience, they don't have great family lives. Probably don't have great lives, period. Great relationships with their relatives. I'm not going to put my family on blast and air my dirty laundry, because that's both not professional and not the point of why I'm making this. The reason I'm making this is to explain that the reason that this shit has been taking so long to do, the videos that I'm supposed to have made, that I planned to have made, that I had a deadline to, even some of the ideas that I have been putting in the workshop that people have been asking, that I turn to for support and help, that I'm going to be working with in the future for business purposes and reasons. People who agree with me and have seen the world and agree that they see the things that I see. These people are asking to step in and carry a load. Take the weight off my shoulders. Be there and give the viewpoints and give that support that I've given others. For some reason, there's something stopping me from doing it. I don't know what it is. I don't know what the word for it is. Because it's not a zeitgeist thing. It's a trust thing. I don't know why I have this extreme level of crippling distrust. It's not like it's a healthy amount of distrust of people. It's something that's yerking me backwards every time I take a step forward. I want to say it's my imposter syndrome manifesting itself in the form of the most crippling depression possible, where I take a step forward and I take several steps back. I try to do things to make shit possible, and the cynic in me is telling me, no, you're not going to achieve these goals. You knew that the second you tried. You don't have the things necessary to get you that. And the more this cycle of thought has circled in my head, the worse things have gotten. For example, the Twitch numbers. The goal that I have and that I want to achieve by the end of this year in December is I want that channel to be affiliated. But as the weeks have gone by, progressively, less and less of my stability, more and more of my stability rather, starts to weigh away. It's withering at the root. Because I don't think there's anyone who supports my idea more than myself. But I have a very simple philosophy. If I can't see it, if I can't grab it, if I can't hold it, it doesn't exist. Analytics and statistics have always been an important detail for the basis of my research and my work with helping others, and more importantly now with trying to help myself. And I'm not doubting that there are people who support me, my goals, my accomplishments, my ideals, but the more that I look at the raw facts of it, the mentality drains more and more. And it's not even a sense of, oh God, what if they were right? It's a sense of, I knew that this was an uphill battle, but I'm not sure if I have the fortitude to do it. I should have more confidence in myself. I know this. That doesn't create confidence. I know better than anyone that you can't lie to yourself about what you're doing. And I'm not going to lie to myself and hope that in some weird sense that it's going to perform and do exactly what I want it to do. So, rather than barring up this rage only for it to explode into some type of fucking Twitter rant, to which then causes more uncertainty in a never-ending feedback loop, instead I'm going to explain why I feel that way and attempt to get to some point to rectify what I can do better and what I've gone wrong. Because if there's nothing I can do better, it's to break down and roast myself. Because if I can't laugh at myself, what else do I have left? So let's start there. Let's do that. You ready? You ready to go with me on this journey? Because it's not going to be pretty. Okay. Let's do it. Alright, so on screen is the numbers for the entirety of Twitch for the entire limit of this year, up to today. Part of these numbers are slightly inflated because of the fact that due to my tussle, quarrel, and summary kinking of the zombie unicorn, Natalie Casanova, and immediately nipping in the bud the lies that she told about me when she engaged me in a Twitter argument and then tried to defame me personally. If you take out a couple of these numbers are not realistic to the audience size. But nevertheless, it's important to put the numbers in perspective so that you can understand where I'm coming from. These are the numbers for January to November. And then we have the numbers for August leading up to what I'm going to cover as the dark times. Then the numbers for the months after the dark times leading up to today. And finally, the current standing numbers, which I'm fighting against to be able to reach affiliation and accomplish this goal that I have for this year. Ultimately, when you look at the numbers and you ask yourself why it's stressing me out, you can see the problem. It starts out low and then goes high and then peters out again towards today. Now, realistically speaking, that's left up to nothing but work ethic and timing. But I can't just blame it on that alone. I choose to play games which are either single player or are not seen as the go-to games that are popular on Twitch. Ow. A uncomfortable and stupid person who doesn't know how the game is played would be fucking frustrated, freaking out even. But this is no person's in the audience's fault. I'm the creator, I'm the content producer, this falls on me. So the question that we ask ourselves is, what do we do? To see this, let's look at the YouTube numbers. And let's look at the actual numbers on content for videos. Ever since I've started making videos on the platform, my entire focus has been about what form of content am I going to make and what kind of content am I chasing. So far from just studying my own channel and the videos I've made and the topics I've covered, I seem to be interested in covering culture topics. I'm interested in being a culture critic. And that's 100% the truth, because why the fuck would I let these people lie about my hobby and tell me how much of a monster I am? But the feedback is not completely useful. Not completely in the greatest sense of the word, because when I look at the comment sections on some of the videos, more or less, they're overwhelmingly positive. But that doesn't tell me how I made mistakes and how I fucked up. However, there are comments here and there that are like, oh man, you could have tightened this up. You could have clipped this up. You could have edited this down, made it much more simpler, made it get to the point. You could have done this, you could have done that. And then there's the people who come around looking for attention. Well, I'm not going to give attention. Overall, looking at the comments between the videos and looking at the people who come to the Twitter, which I use more or less for shitposting, which is more or less what the videos have basically been, I have to ask myself, what am I going to do next? How do I separate myself from the pack? What do I do and what can I do that is unique to me that I can bring people to do? And this is where that thing in the back of my head constantly is going off. It's the fear in my brain, the fear of my own success, that tells me, you can't be successful. You don't have good ideas. People do what you do better. You never make it. It's like the scene in Final Fantasy X where Titus is on the boat and Jet is just in his fucking ear all the time.
You can't do it. You're out of your league. You're out of your league. You're out of your league. I'm the best. You can't do it. You can't do it, kid. I'm the best. No one else can do best.
Like that. Moving forward is not going to be easy, because even as I make this, I'm in the process of packing up this house to go to another one. I am trying to reach higher station and promotion at my new job. It's very difficult. Very, very hard. But no one said it was going to be easy. And I knew that. So, this video basically is the growing pains of becoming a serious content creator. You get to see it live and in person, because I don't want to just keep these emotions balled up inside, because that kind of pressure will eventually make me not want to be creative. Because if I'm not having fun doing what I'm doing, if I'm not enjoying myself, what's the point? I don't know when the videos I'm editing are going to go up. I have no idea when they'll be done. But now that I've gotten this out, the wellspring is starting to flow eternal again. More ideas will come to me as time goes on. Dumb shit will happen, and I will be there to see it. I'll be there to talk about it. I even have a couple things in the works that you'll be able to see when they're done. So don't sleep on me. But also pray for me, because this is a very hard and trying time. Until then, it's your boy Carl, and I'll see you guys next time. Mwah. Bye, everybody. Rose of dawn, shove it in.